Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Smith versus Womack.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Miss Smith, you open your case today because you say a high school romance with the defendant led to the birth of your 4-year-old daughter, Adriana.
Yep.
You testify that you are 100% certain he fathered your child, and once proven today, you want him to step up as he does with his other kids. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Womack, you claim that there was nothing romantic about the casual hookups you had with the plaintiff, and you deny you fathered her daughter. You say there are many other possible fathers, and until you have proof, you will not claim another man's child. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. If she was 100% sure that she was my baby, why wait 3 years to tell me? Someone texts me out of the blue, 3 years later, I have your baby, and I just accept it. I can't do it.
So you got a text. This is the text. Miss Smith says, you know I had your baby. And you write back, when was this? And then Miss Smith says, 2015. And Mr. Womack says, and why you think it's mine and just now saying something? So how were you feeling to get a text like that?
It really upsetted me because after all this time, I look like the bad person. I look like I don't want to be in her life.
And you feel like he's making no effort to get to know your daughter or have a relationship?
No, Your Honor. I am 100% sure that Mr. Womack here is my daughter's father. And I want him to step up and be a father to my daughter. And because, you know, my daughter is 4 and, you know, she don't have a father figure. And when she see Mr. Womack, she wants to be with her daddy.
You said when Adriana sees her daddy, sees him where?
On Facebook, Your Honor.
Oh, on Facebook?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, so she got a Facebook father. That is sad. And why did you make a choice to show her Facebook pictures when you could have been in touch with the real man?
Some stuff had happened a long time ago, and I didn't have, the courage to tell Mr. Womack. I just showed her Facebook pictures.
All right. Let's peel back. Because at this point, I know I'm confused, and I'm sure everyone in the gallery is too. I don't even know how this started. Let's just start from the beginning. How did you all meet, and what was the nature of your relationship?
We was in high school. He was like the all-star, basketball player, football player, and I'm just like, a regular old freshman. So me and Mr. Womack, start having sex.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
And then that was just like, did you date? Or what do you mean you just started?
We were trying each other DMs, like, messenger. So.
Oh, that's how it starts?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't even go to dinner or nothing? You just go in the DMs?
Yes, ma'am.
That's just nasty. So we just go in the DMs. Y'all got it way too easy, Jerome.
Right.
You don't even have to take nobody to dinner anymore.
You know how much money I spent?
And all you needed was the DM.
It was DM. Man.
Anyway, so this happens. It's not a relationship, it's just sex.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you have sex?
A lot.
It was 3, Your Honor.
No,
3 times?
3 times.
No, it wasn't, Your Honor.
I can count
Okay.
on one hand 3 times, Your Honor.
Well, it only takes one hand to count to 3. All right, so tell me about the times you remember when you all had sex.
One time was after a party.
Okay.
One time was in my room at my mom's house when she was away.
Okay.
And the third time was on the back porch.
All right, and at some point, you find out you're pregnant?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take me to that day. What happened?
My mother felt that I wasn't, feeling well. I was supposed to go to church that Sunday. We didn't go to church. Found out I was pregnant November 23rd. I didn't, tell Mr. Womack at the time because I told my ex.
So at that time, were you purposefully leaving Mr. Womack out? Were you purposefully saying, I'm just going to tell my ex he's the father and I'm not going to even think about Mr. Womack? Or did you forget about Mr. Womack?
Only reason why I didn't, point the finger at Mr. Womack was because every time that, me and Mr. Womack would have a sexual encounter, he would say, I pulled out. So it was to the point that I put the pregnancy on my ex.
This is exactly why young people don't need to have sex. If I hear one more story about somebody not finished in the act, I can't believe that we are still in this place where we don't know. That doesn't work. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you're saying you thought Mr. Womack couldn't be the father because he didn't ever really finish the act?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you wrote him off?
Yes, Your Honor.
So how did you come to realize that that is not the case?
Child support had did a DNA test, and the DNA test had said that he wasn't the father. So I went back to Mr. Womack.
And so how old was Adriana when this was happening?
When I told Mr. Womack, my daughter haven't even turned 3 yet. She was 2.
All right, so she tracks you down. You get the text. We've already read the text. What happened after the text, Mr. Womack? Can you fill that in?
Not gonna lie, Your Honor. I was claiming her because how I was raised up. If it's a possibility, it's mine. And I didn't want her to not have a father in her life when I can be her father if it's a possibility she's mine. But after talking to my family, after 3 years and you just now telling me, I can't do it, but we can find out. She also slept with other family members.
How did that just jump out of nowhere? How could it be a family member's baby?
She was messing around with him.
With the family member?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you messing around with a family member, Miss Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. But it wasn't during the time that I got pregnant with my daughter.
When I was messing with her, it wasn't just me and her ex. She was messing around. It was like it was a sport for her.
Were you having sex with Mr. Womack's family member during the same window of time that you were also intimate with him?
No, Your Honor.
That's a lie.
Mr. Womack had told me, he said, you could have slept with one of my cousins, and that's why the baby looked like him. I said, well, how does that happen? Oh, don't worry about that. I said, well, which cousin you think my daughter looked like? It's pretty much that he just didn't
Well,
want to
you
claim
should know who it would be. What is this?
I have another cousin here who I tell things to, and he knows about her.
Sir, please stand up and step up to this podium. State your name for the court.
Cedric Sherman.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell me you're going to have some testimony.
Well, to just shed a little light on the situation.
Please do.
Everybody knows her as, the go-to girl, so it really wasn't any,
You say she was the go-to girl.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth. Go-to for sex?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so you got labels like that. That is the go-to girl. What do you do with? You just call the go-to girl? How does that work?
When one guy done messing with her, the next guy, try to slide in or something.
Oh, so one person would have sex with her, and then if one of the friends say, I want to have sex, you all would say, well, you could call the go-to girl.
Yes, ma'am.
And how would you have her number? You share it?
They're DM.
She a sexaholic.
Were you that girl, Miss Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm not going to lie about it. I was, because I figured I'm trying to fit in. So I was, messing around with, guys because I wanted to fit in. Because, everybody would, bully me or whatever. So it was just to the point that I thought just doing that, then but I know I was doing it the wrong way to fit in, so.
Okay, so
how would I know?
we know now that that's not appropriate, right?
No, Your Honor.
And that's no way to fit in. That's a way to end up in paternity court. But I will say this to you. As a young girl, I appreciated you finally testified to something that made sense, and I understood that. You were new to an area, you were being bullied, you were the new girl, and the way you tried to cope is you tried to be that girl.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it ended up turning into basically just getting used up by a whole bunch of young boys.
Yeah.
And I can see that hurts you to recall that. I see the tears. Because that's not who you want to be, right?
No, Your Honor.
And that's not who you wanted to be back then.
No, Your Honor.
See, that's why we come here. Just tell it. It's okay. I'd rather you just tell the ugly truth than try to make up a pretty lie. I will accept an ugly truth any day versus people talking in circles trying to make a lie pretty. Because that just frustrates me because it don't make no sense. As hard as that was for you to say, it made perfectly good sense. As hard as it was for me to fathom a young girl like you just giving your body away and laying down with anybody, any little young boy that wanted to do it to try to feel important or special or feel included, that's hard for me to accept because I don't want that for any young woman. But at the same time, do I know that that's a reality for many? Yes. There are young boys running around here having way too much sex, not because it's necessarily what they would want to do, but they're copying what they boys do because they don't want to look like the lame guy that don't want to do it. It's called peer pressure for a reason.
Okay.
So, now we're in the truth. Let's stay in it. So the truth is, you had sex with other guys besides Mr. Womack during the period. But when you think about the window of conception, you just thought, okay, Mr. Womack was in that period of time. It was either my ex or Mr. Womack.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't have my daddy in my life. I look at my daughter and, she's just like, she wants her dad, The whole trip coming up here, she was like, am I gonna see my dad? I couldn't give her no answer. She's 4, she'll be 5, And to the point that I didn't have my daddy growing up, so, that's the best I can do is give my daughter her father.
And she was so excited to come here today.
Yes, Your Honor.
She was so excited that you were coming to court today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because she felt like the end result was that she was gonna be able to see her daddy in real life.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, that breaks my heart. Mr. Womack, that broke my heart. I know if you love children the way you say, that's just... You can barely even look at her picture. What are you thinking, sir?
I just wish I could have been there if she's mine,
But this is what it takes, you guys. It takes being honest. It takes being real. All we can do is go forward. And in this courtroom, we believe the only way to go forward is with the truth. And I have that for you. Jerome, may I have the envelope, please? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Smith versus Womack, when it comes to 4-year-old Adriana, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Womack, you are the father.
just feel bad because I should have been there. I'm ready to be her father, Your Honor. She deserves it.
Yes, she does. I believe you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do and be there for this little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Smith, you had to come clean on some very ugly truths. You had to go back in a time when you didn't feel worthy, but aren't you happy you did?
Yes, Your Honor.
Aren't you happy you had the courage?
Yes, Your Honor.
She needs to know her father. I have no doubt that Mr. Womack is gonna help you. You won't have to do this alone. Mr. Womack, it's time for you to see your little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
It is time for her to get a chance for her to meet her daddy. All right? And I'm gonna make that happen. I wish you all the very, very best. Court is adjourned.